Hey guys, it's Erica, and today I have a gift guide for him, and this could be for your best friend, your boyfriend, your husband, your brother, and this guide is for game lovers or for sports lovers, but I'm going to tell you some things that I think a guy would like: cologne, watches, clothing, sports memorabilia, gift cards, and those are just some things that I would think that a guy would like that is not game related or sports related. Now I'm going to get into the things that are game related and sports related, so I'm just going to start with the video games. And the first game that I would recommend is Castlevania, and this is Castlevania Lords of Shadow. And I would recommend the second one and this one. They are both really good games, and they have a really good story too. It is an action game, and there's a little bit of horror in this game as well. I really like this game. And another game I would recommend is Assassin's Creed, and this is Black Flag, and they do have some new ones out. They have Rogue for the older systems and Unity for the newer systems, but I would really recommend Assassin's Creed. And this is also an action game, and they have a pretty good story for these games, and they also have a multiplayer. Sometimes I think that they focus a little bit too much on the multiplayer for these games, but the story is still really good. And the next RPG games that I would recommend would be Dragon Age. This is Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Awakening, and then Dragon Age Origins. And I would really recommend these. These are great decision games, and these are also great story games. They have a ton of story in them, and I really enjoy them. My favorite one would have to be the first one, and I also really like the fourth one. I'm not a fan of Dragon Age 2, so I would kind of skip out on this one. But other than that, I really enjoy these games. And I would highly recommend Dragon Age for a RPG and game lover that likes fantasy games. These are great. And I also would highly recommend Grand Theft Auto 5. And it is an open world crime game, and it has a great story along with it. And it has a really good multiplayer as well. And I would really recommend this game. And the visuals and the art in this game is amazing. And you'll just get lost in the environment. This game is so lifelike, and it looks almost real. And it is amazing. I would really highly recommend this game. And I also would recommend Hitman. It's a tactical stealth game, and it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell. And these are really good games as well. And I would also recommend Splinter Cell, and that is Hitman. And I would also recommend BioShock. I have BioShock Infinite and BioShock 2. This one takes place in Rapture, and this one takes place in Colombia, and I would really recommend these. For the sports recommendations, I would recommend NHL 14, and I would not get 15 because they took a lot of that stuff out of the game that is in this one, and I wouldn't recommend 15. I would recommend 14. And this is Madden 25, and I would actually recommend Madden 15, but Madden 25 is awesome. And I also would recommend NBA 2K15, and that is also a really good game as well. So those are all the games for the sports love. And for the fighter recommendation, I would recommend Injustice or Mortal Kombat. And this one has a pretty good story, and so does Mortal Kombat. I would really recommend these. And they have a really good arcade mode on Injustice and Mortal Kombat. And for the scary recommendation, I would recommend The Evil Within or The Last of Us. They are pretty scary games, and they have a pretty good story as well. I really like The Last of Us, and that is the scary recommendation. And for the PC game fans, I would recommend World of Warcraft. This one is Mists of Pandaria, and there is a new one out, is Warlords of Draenei. I haven't played that one yet, but I really like this one. And I would also recommend League of Legends. I really enjoy that game, and you can get cards and buy skins for them, and you can also buy characters in the game. And you can also buy playtime cards for World of Warcraft, and you can also buy them for Star Wars The Old Republic, and that game is a really good game as well. This one doesn't have much of a story, but if you like stories, like the Star Wars The Old Republic if you like stories. And that is it for all of the games. And I do have a few DVD recommendations for a guy, so I'm going to show you them. X-Men, the first or the second one, They are both really good. I would recommend Captain America. I haven't seen the second one yet, but the first one's really good. I also recommend Event. This is a really good movie. And I also like Man of Steel. This is also a very good movie. And for the fantasy lover, I will get The Hobbit. And I would recommend either Hobbit. They are both very good. And I would also recommend Lord of the Rings. This is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They are very good as well. And I would also recommend Sucker Punch. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed this movie. And that is all the fantasy ones. And I would really recommend these DVDs and these still cases. They are more for collectors, and I really like these. And I also would recommend Breaking Bad, and I really love Breaking Bad. And they are, it was a great TV series, even though it's not out anymore. And it's still a really good series to buy, and it has a great story. And I would also recommend Game of Thrones. That is a great TV show. And that is all my DVD recommendations, and that is actually all my recommendations. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you find it helpful, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!
And for sports games, I would recommend I can't say NHL. And for sports games, I would recommend NHL 14, and I would also, oh my god, this video is 10 minutes long.